G'day guys, and welcome back to another Wednesday night live stream. Very sorry that it is on the State of Origin night. We may do it, we will be doing it on a different night for the next football game. I promise you that. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. It is going to be another fun night of news and just answering your questions and having a lot of fun. So you can find us on Instagram and Facebook. So if you could go click on those, all the links in the descriptions for Jason and me. We're both on Patreon. If you like what we do, please feel free to subscribe to help keep the lights on. And of course, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you are new here. We'd really appreciate that. So we shall bring Jason in. Good evening, Jason.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. I had to con Aaron into, I'm a big State of Origin fan, guys, so this shows my dedication to this live stream because I don't miss State of Origin for anything. Nobody, no one dying in the family, nobody. So anyway, we're going to keep the live. Yeah, except Aaron. He doesn't like, he hates all sports. So hopefully we'll just probably switch it to a Thursday or something just for a couple of weeks. And then, or Aaron might even get someone else on the show just for a live stream for, maybe another guest or something. Or anyway, we'll see. We'll play that over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, but as you guys know, if it doesn't go bang, it is not worth watching. That's for sure. Here's JR. Okay, here you go, Jason. This will make you happy. The next game is on Sunday.
Why? Is it on a Sunday? Is it? I thought they were all on a Wednesday. Are they?
Maybe they're changing around. Must be COVID.
Yeah, maybe it is. Actually, I'm just looking here. Let's have a look. It's you are right, actually. So we'll be good for the next it'll only be Wednesday, the 14th of July, it looks like. Yeah, you're right. Well done. On Sunday it is too. So our only change will be Wednesday, July 14th. We might just switch it back to a Thursday, or if it's only one, Aaron might get someone else on for that time. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes, see how it plays out. But welcome everyone back into the stream.
Definitely, and thank you very much, Jacka, for the very first super chat of the night for $10. Thank you so much. Nice to have you here, Jack. That's awesome. But yeah, it's been an interesting week, that's for sure. Once again, following on from last week, another very quiet week in the gun industry. Really, it's getting a bit scary now. It's been several months since they tried to pull something out of the hat and try and punish us for enjoying our sport, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been an interesting week. I mean, not much has gone on this week, but we do have a good few topics to talk about that we saw, which we knew probably were going to be rearing their heads over the next couple of years, especially around 3D printing and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to talk about. Find out what you guys think about it. Obviously, it's not really new technology, isn't it? But they had an issue with doing it with plastic, and then obviously now they can do it with metal. So it's certainly building up. And again, I guess just makes a mockery, really, doesn't it, of the current laws when, people can just, print metal guns, basically. And, it's going to be a real problem, I think, in the future. But I don't think you can ban them or anything like that because, at the end of the day, they're used for a multitude of different items. Just because someone uses something illegally, that's, goes back to most things, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, it definitely does. Well, when you ban someone, people we'll always find a way of getting them. Basically, we won't talk too much about it just yet because we've got a lot to say about it. About the government's actually caused this entire mess. If you ask me, thank you very much, Lockie McFarlane, for the $20. Second for the ammo fund. Happy shooting, fellas. Thank you very, very much. Well, we're just talking about that. Hopefully at Christmas time this year. I know it's 6 months away. Jason can come up and enjoy us, and we'll make some fun shooting videos and another long-range shoot-off. You never know. Jason might actually get the upper hand on me for a change.
Maybe. We'll see how we go. I mean, I'm notoriously better shooter than you. We know that. So, but that's all right. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
Yes. Well, proof's in the pudding, really, in the video. So, yes. Yeah, be good. It's if we're not still in the lockdowns from the Wu flu.
Yeah, look what's happening in Victoria. I mean, they're trying to basically tell us today, the further lockdowns. I mean, I'm going on a hunting trip tomorrow. So, I've got a couple of guys from Melbourne that now can't go because they're in Melbourne and they can't obviously get away. They can't travel regional. They're pretty pissed off about it. It always seems to be, isn't it, right before Easter, right before the June long weekend. Unfortunately, there are a lot of Victorians, obviously not our shooters in this stream, that are just lapping up this crap. The guy basically botched hotel quarantine, kills 800 plus people, and Stockholm syndrome in Victoria is just at record levels, which is really sad. So I guess people need to start standing up for themselves, and a lot of businesses are going down. Apparently, since Daniel Andrews has been off, they estimate that he's collected $110,000 worth of taxpayer money, while including a friend of mine. I actually didn't tell Aaron that. I don't want to go into the details, but yeah, basically he's not looking that good right now. It appears that he's going to be going bankrupt and potentially may lose his house. This fishing and camping store in Victoria. I don't want to say the name, obviously, because I don't want to ruin. Just put it out there. It's his personal business, so it's really sad. And while Daniel Andrews collected 110K, I mean, I got to say this: how his wife and kids don't think the guy is just an utter embarrassment, not only to themselves, but he's just harsh but true. Unfortunately, harsh but true.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's a real shame. Sorry about your friend. It's I'm a small business owner myself, and I always stand up for small businesses. It's just an absolute shame. Kick in the guts, if you ask me.
Absolutely. You never know. Hopefully things get back to normal. But now that he's, Daniel Andrews is back, every time he seems to rear his head again, Aaron, it always seems that something goes wrong and a lockdown happens, something gets banned. It's just like, can't we just get rid of this bastard for good? Anyway. Hopefully we can do that at the election and get rid of him.
Yep, exactly. Just a snake. That's all he is. Thank you very much, MT308, for the $5 super chat. Really do appreciate it. So we have to kick it off, we have some news, as you would have seen in the intro. We have OSA, the gun importers for Lithgow and Hauer. What else? Mauser, Blaser. They also do Zeiss and Nico Sterling, and also Ridgeline. All products that we use, and our favourite projectiles, Hornady and Sierra. Something that Jason and me have used for donkey's years. So it is an absolute privilege to have them coming on and sponsoring the show. They've always been extremely nice to me, and they are definitely the best importers out there, that's for sure, because they do support shooters and people who are having a go on social media, unlike the other ones. So it is absolutely awesome. So very, very big thank you to OSA. So you can grab their magazine that's in the shops. This is their first one. It just goes through some of their products and articles. It's not a bad little read. So that's should be in your local gun shop right now. So it is an absolute privilege to have them sponsoring this episode. So guys, if you like what they do, they support us. Have a look on their website, the link's in the description, and have a look at what the products they sell and if something tickles your fancy. Jason and me do love the Zeiss scopes. We both have one. We actually have the same Zeiss scope that we use for hunting on my 223.
Yeah, well, it makes sense, doesn't it, really? We've been using their products for quite a long time. As Aaron said, Sierra, Hornady, you name it, pretty much Zeiss. You know, I mean, I've had probably 2-3 Zeisses over the time. Don't put anything through my guns other than Sierra or Hornady. So, you know, I mean, there's other, of course, other fantastic bullets out there as well, but I don't know, haven't needed to. They've always worked for me. So, mate, it just makes total sense, really, doesn't it, to have them on board? And, yeah, I mean, if other ones where I'm always supporting Tika and that, you know, it'd be nice if, you know, Beretta paid me some money, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. You've probably sold an absolute ton of them. But since you're hooked up with me, I don't think they'll be fucking sponsoring you anytime soon.
Well, it's all right. Maybe, as I said, I'm really liking the rifles. I mean, you know, you've used Howard, got mates that use Howard that shoot longer distances than I do. So, I mean, again, good, as we always say, good hand loads, mate, is never, ever going to be a problem. As the guys are saying here in the chat, the Hornady accuracy, Sierra Match Kings, yep, absolutely, from Sean and Harps there, 666. And we'll read out the people in the stream in just a few moments as well. But, yeah, man, good stuff. And like I said, just makes total sense. Why not? You know, we've been promoting and using the products for ages, so it makes total sense.
And the biggest thing of all, they actually distribute Lithgow, Australian-made rifles, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, so I always wouldn't mind trying one of their Christensen arms one day, because they also bring in Christensen arms too as well. So, yeah.
Well, two of my friends have just brought their new Christensen arms 22s. Very nice guns, carbon fiber.
Yeah, I just got to. It's always one of those things about buying. Like, I got to like the look of something, so I got to find a model or, you know, just something about, you know, what I like. It's like anything. Eh? I'm always one of those rigid people who's just loath to try something new sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. So, we got our first guy that who is it here? Old Heart, Mind in the Gutter. Jay's hooked up with Aaron. Okay, associating with me, we shall say then.
Yeah, as you know, you're not good associating with Aaron, so.
Yeah, no, I'm not liked by a lot of the companies out there because we speak the truth on this channel, and the truth hurts, unfortunately, for the people who are very inactive. Also, we want to thank, of course, our long-time supporters, the NSC, National Shooting Council, for also sponsoring this episode. So thank you very much there. As you guys know, they are a genuine reason to have your gun license. So if your other memberships are up and you're looking at changing, definitely go to the NSC and sign up, and they'll give you a genuine reason and a few other extra bits and pieces. And you know your money is going towards fighting gun bans, which are the most active organisation out there, in my eyes, that are actually fighting for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And people talk about the Hornadys, the ELDXs. Yep, I use them as well. SSTs. I haven't used SSTs before, but I've definitely used the ELDXs. And I'll probably say this on a lot of streams, I'm probably going to go to their match bullets for a lot of my guns, if not all my guns. Probably not the 243 because I love the 87 grain VMAX. Having a little issues, just not with that, just the load, getting it to like it. That's only my only issue with the 87, but it could be the powder. And, you know, I've got 5 kilos of 2209, so I'm trying to keep it on the one powder. So I may have to switch down the track or just switch back to the old 70 grain Blitz King. And we'll see what happens. But those Blitz King on those rabbit videos I shot on YouTube, holy crap.
Well, I run the 150 SSTs out of my hunting rifle, the 3006, and they absolutely scream. A compressed load, extremely flat shooting, and they definitely put the smack down on anything that's standing in its way. So I highly recommend the SSTs for hunting. I reckon they're some of the best hunting projectiles out there.
Yeah, exactly, man. Let's go through. Well, that one, Chris Miller likes the, 168 ELDM. Yeah, 1F class at his club. Nice. Okay. Well, let's not screw with Chris Miller. He might outshoot us. But anyway, we'll go through it before we go to. We'll go through the people. Always like to give a shout out to, don't we, to people in the chat. So Peter Telford.
Hang on here, Jace. There you go. Here's one for you. I just got to get this up before it disappears.
What is
Robbo.
it? Jason got strip club shirt on tonight. Yep.
And exactly, the red brothel.
Mate, you know, yeah. Hey, if I didn't have to work and I could own a strip club, I probably would. But it's got to be better than sometimes doing what we do for day jobs, isn't it, Aaron? Probably better.
Oh, hell yeah. Yep.
Sam Alfonso, we've got N Salty, Mike Bryant, who else we got? Sorry, I just had a lot just disappear then, guys, so it's not good. Jacko 1, of course, National Shooting Council. Rose is another regular, Rose 123. Mike Bryant, our buddy Colin Penfold. Of course, as we just heard from Chris Miller, our buddy down there, always in the chat from Victoria. Neil Constantinou, again, also another regular to the show, the live stream. Peter Sadow, we've got Crazy Dog. I like that name, Crazy Dog. Who else we got here? I'm just scrolling down, guys. Peter Robertson. We've got our buddy. There he is, and he's changed his profile picture, looking much worse. Andy 1234777, a.k.a. Daniel Andrews, is back with us in the live stream after being allegedly falling down the stairs. We've got Nick Blackwell, M. Trundle, Liam Cumbo, Christian Constitutionalist. We might read his one for a sec, Aaron. He goes, hey, mates, we're fighting for our rights in the US too. So it looks like he's American. We've had some of our big wins lately. Any gun owner can carry a gun on him wherever he goes with no permit in over 40% of the country. Well, much better than here, Christian. That is for sure. Phantom HD, another regular. Body Dynamite 10, another regular. Be it a Bagara HMR operator, of course, one of our regulars. Harps 666, another one. Who else we got here? Chris Legend, Legendary. Fantastic name. We've got him back in the live stream as well. Drew is joining us in the live stream. Of course, Rob's Woodworking. Almost got tongue-tied then. Hunters and Shooters Society of Australia. So, yep, thank you, guys. I think you guys, been working with the NSC, if I'm correct, which is great as well. Mr. Wonderful. Nice name. Who else we got here, guys? Just going to go. We're trying to try and do as many as I can. Give you a shout-out. Farmer Dave is back in the live stream. MT308. Obviously, a 308 lover. Adzi, the PWC bloke in Australia, another regular to the live stream. Who else we got here? Front Towards Enemy. I like that name too. Welcome back to the show. Aaron Johnson, Sean White. I'm not sure if I read Sean's name. Of course, JR. How could I forget our buddy JR? Max P's in the chat too. Just going up higher. Jason Draper. Fantastic name because his name's Jason. One of the best names in the world. And Tube User C1, if I got that correct. And Mr. Griffo 117, welcome back to the chat. Love to give you guys a shout out. It's like a family here at the live stream. So always like to, give as many people as we can a bit of a shout out as well. And Ropes by Psycho. That's an interesting name. And Mr. 3030. So welcome to you guys and Cliff Lee. So any more might give you a shout out later, guys, but we like to do it a bit earlier. So
yes, definitely. It's awesome. And I'm going to find it here. Chris Miller has just done a super chat. Thank you very much, Chris. Managed to get 4 kgs of 2208. Good stuff. So glad. Was getting desperate for postage for Jace for the Lithgow bag. Yes, did you send that off yet?
I know. I keep forgetting it, dude. I've got to send out 2. Listen, okay, I'm going hunting this week. I promise you, I will even send you the receipt next week. I promise this the shipping receipt next week. Give me till Thursday, I reckon, because I'm back on Tuesday, but I've got to unpack. Back to work Wednesday, Thursday, when I send my stickers out. Guaranteed. No ifs or buts. Trust me.
I know. You're going to throw a few extra stickers in for poor old Chris.
I will. I'll put some stickers in the bag for you, man. It's a good Lithgow bag. That'll definitely come in handy for you, man. And you're the only person that I haven't sent the stuff for yet. I probably shouldn't say that because it makes me sound bad then. But anyway, it's all good. I know. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Had a bit of a glitch there. Yeah, he said because I've heard it before. No, I promise I'm going to do it. Yeah. Mark my words, in either the next stream or the one after, we'll have it sent. I promise.
Yeah, very sorry. Very sorry, Chris, about there's an action of if I was sending you a bag, you'd have it almost next day.
Oh, you don't. You talk. Okay, let's not even go there. We won't even bring anything up. I'll be nice tonight.
This does not reflect on Shooting Stuff Australia's Jason's in action.
Yeah, and people saying the red room. I try to change the colours up each week just to make it look just as sexy as last week. We've got the greens, the blues, the reds. I did have a yellow tonight, but the yellow doesn't seem to look very good on the camera. So you got to do the best you can.
No, exactly. True. So we do have a story that just came up, actually. I glanced over it quickly before. We'll bring it up because it's quite interesting. It involves an old friend of ours, Jason.
What are we going to get in trouble for now?
No, we can't. We didn't write it. So it can't be us.
One thing, though, let me just say a big shout out to our buddy from the Telstra call center. Not really Telstra, but old tech support's back in the live stream as well. Good old tech support. Stan Mance is back in the chat as well. So good.
Yep. So this is from, I will just share this, from the National Shooting Council, did an article. New South Wales, our friend David Elliott. So we all know about him shooting guns that he wasn't meant to and got away scot-free, allegedly. So,
yeah. And we don't have a problem shooting the guns. It's just that there's one standard for him and one standard for someone else. I think it's fantastic he shot the guns, but then everyone should be able to do that, not prosecuting for people that do. And then he gets away with it scot-free. That's what we're upset about.
Yeah, exactly. So this guy here, in April this year, Peter Martin went to his local store, which is a dairy co-op, to buy some mince bait to help deal with the plague after attending many areas in the state. As people you might know, don't know from overseas, we got a major mice problem here in a lot of farms. So obviously this guy's going to go and try and bait some. While there, Peter got chatting with a friendly employee who was interested in his hobby of pistol shooting, even showing the employee his license. Another employee overheard the conversation, and the second employee complained to Norco's, which is, how do you pronounce that? Norco, or the milk company head office, and then
Norco.
Yeah, Norco, and then the police about the interaction, even though he wasn't actually part of the conversation. Well, the guy wasn't breaking the law. You're allowed. You got your card. That's your property. You can show people your license. It's not against the law to show your license, is it? It's your bit of property. It's in your wallet, and it's not against the law to talk about your hobby. The police interviewed the second employee, but not Peter or the employee has spoken with before hitting him with a license suspension notice and seizure of his firearms. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but not fit and proper. What is the exact reason for not fit and proper person? What, just having a chat a second? What, as in like what, they showing a license could be considered what, some sort of threatening technique? But if it was a mutual conversation between two people and the third party was the one that complained about it, I mean, again, this is just ridiculous. Hopefully is there more to the story that we don't know about? That's what I'd like to find out. But but then again, mate, we could be shocked because it just wouldn't surprise us. You'd think this would be outlandish, but then they started registering Nerf guns in South Australia. So nothing I say these days would be like, that doesn't sound right. It wouldn't surprise me, and it probably wouldn't surprise a lot of you guys in the stream also.
Exactly. Peter was later told the police had also heard there had been a complaint about him by his pistol club, but neither he or the club knew anything about that. So it's just all a bunch of bloody hearsay. As far as I'm concerned, no real evidence of any wrongdoing or anything. So total overreaction again. No other information was provided, but the notice intent that New South Wales Police would consider revoking his license. It's quite a long article, so you can go to the NSC's website and find it. So obviously it is a long article. So here's a picture of him here. A poor old bugger. So yeah, not good, eh? It's just a real shame of what happened.
Yeah, I want to find out a bit more about it and just see. I'm reading the National Shooting because it wasn't stated on either the suspension or the cancellation. So, yeah, all right. Well, yeah, I guess we can't really comment more on that. But yeah, I mean, if it's a basic conversation, it sounds weird. So hopefully you think common sense would prevail. If there's nothing in it, you just get his license back and be apology saying, well, that was a screw up. We didn't really mean to do that. That was just wrong. But police admitting they're wrong, that's very difficult to get them to do that. So, unfortunately, we'll have to see what happens. I don't know. Maybe the NSC or Peter, one of the guys in the chat, can let us know what's going to happen or where the process is at currently for the people watching the stream. Is it moving forward? Is there legal action? Is there something going on? Is it just an initial conversation with the police for a, what would you call it, Aaron, when you get your license taken off you, like when they have a look at it, like an appeal, basically? Yeah, if there's an appeal or any situation like that going on, we'd love to find out so people can read it in the stream.
Ben has the right idea. Boycott Narco. till they fire the rat. Yeah, exactly. No one likes a rat or a snitch. That's just absolutely a low tactic to do. Oh man,
Just
yeah,
seems weird, just seems weird. What a conversation. So I had a conversation with a guy that was asking me about firearms and wanting to join, firearms. So cancelled. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So off to NCAT apparently. Yeah, well, okay, good. We'll see what happens with that. Hopefully there's not more than meets the eye and it was just a basic conversation. And you'd wonder, a member at the tribunal just saying, well, why are we even here? This is ridiculous. Why I overheard a conversation. What did you feel threatened or something? Or, I'd love to find out if there's more in it.
yeah, exactly. And this is a good one, Mr. Wonderful. Get the snitch employee in a courtroom to give evidence. Exactly. Expose the bastard. Man, I'm sure the snitch would not be popular at work for snitching on one of his workmates. No one liked a dog. And that is the biggest dog act there is.
True, but I don't know. At the end of the day, the police are the one that took the firearms license, so they're the party that will have to justify their decision at the NCAT. So let us know how it goes, guys. Peter and NSC, let us know how it goes. We'd love to follow up on that and what the outcome is and get all the detail as to exactly what happened. And if it's just as we thought, as it is in the letter, yeah, I can't imagine why this would happen.
Yes, exactly. So if you want to read the full article, it's quite long. Definitely head over to the NSC's website and you'll see it's the first story on their page. Yeah, just once again, only in Australia, isn't it? We've got our American friends and Canadian friends and English friends here, and they just shake, even the English guys that I talk to shake their head at our laws about some of the stuff that happens over here.
Yeah, and Peter said that we want to get the Norco employee in court. I don't know. Can you let us know in the comments? Can you actually do that in regards to NCAT? Can you make them turn up to court? Let us know. I'd love to hear. I don't know if you can, because I thought the beef was with the registry. But yeah, let us know if you can. That'd be very interesting to find out if they can be summoned to the tribunal here in, is it New South Wales? I think it was New South Wales, is it?
Yes, it's our friend David Elliott.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, yeah, you're right, David Elliott. Holy crap, how could I forget him?
I know. You tried to get the information out of them. They still haven't got back to you yet?
Yeah, well, nothing was going to happen. I mean, they just keep fobbing you off like in Victoria. They just do whatever they want, when they want, mate, no ramifications, and, what do you do, mate? What do you do?
Here's our good mate, Cliff Lee. Ex-Army mate had his firearms license cancelled for PTSD from 40 years ago. Bloody, what bullshit. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so Peter can subpoena them to turn up to the tribunal. So, yeah, that'll be good to see what happens with that. Find and just, face your accuser, as Aaron said, totally agree, and find out what's actually happening and what the information is. Do they have any other information that, would be helpful in why on earth this happened? I mean, only thing I could put it down, just thinking off the top of my head, would be that they feel threatened. But if he's having a mutual consensual conversation with somebody else, how can you feel threatened by that? It's not as if he went, hey, mate, yeah, here, this is the look of the license, how you become a pistol guy or a rifle guy. Then he showed it to the other guy and went, don't come any closer to me, mate. Look what I've got. Like, in other words, a threat like that, that's the only thing you could actually think of, that the reason they'd take their license.
And that would be such a small, slim chance anything like that did actually happen, because we know, and it's been a proven fact in articles, that firearm owners are the most trustworthy and law-abiding citizens out there in the community.
Yeah, the best people in the community, guys like us, law-abiding, good people. We don't do anything wrong. We like to, do the best we can and try and, permit everyone to, and advise don't break any laws until at such time we can change, things that we want to change if it ever happens.
And here we go. JR's right. The employee is probably a man wearing soy latte sipping vegan. We all know veganism is a serious mental illness. That should be, and my class, if you're a vegan, that should be enough reason not to get a firearms license.
Yeah, listen, it's happened, a lot. I've been hearing stories, guys, again, happened to a friend of mine, the low range PCI, which, he's in the wrong. And speeding, mate, gun license gone, referring back to issues from 2002, 2001. Again, I've heard a couple of relationship breakdowns over the last couple of weeks to months, and boom, guns gone. Guys leaving their properties that they've paid for their whole life with just the clothes on their back in a motor vehicle. Things are getting bad right now, guys. It's one of the biggest things you ever hear: relationships and losing your guns, and when things unfortunately go sour. So like I always say, but if you think something's going to go sour in your relationship and it's heading that way, immediately seek, the advice of a solicitor to, set up a framework of what you're going to do, how you're going to do it. And often that can make the difference, I think, at the end. If something happens, you can say, well, I've already been consulting a lawyer. I've already been, getting this stuff written up and sorting things out and, basically seeking advice as best I could. So it shows you're actually doing something instead of them ringing the police. You get screwed over, you get an AVO, gun's gone, you're out of your house. It's just a bad way to be.
Oh yeah. They try and trip you up in the smallest way. So if you talk to the cops, you may think you're saying something totally innocent, but it could actually seal your fate, unfortunately. So you be very careful. And here's our friend Sterren that has actually got his guns taken off him. He's the guy that we've been keeping up to date with about. He saved his neighbour from when after she'd been stabbed, and got his gun license taken off him. So here we go.
Good one there from Sterren. Let me tell you a quick story about that. Very quick one. I had the same thing about my work where he said they apparently got triggered, right? Agreed. This happened to me many years ago, my former employer from many years ago. I went specifically into an area where the photocopies where no one is, talking to a friend. Yeah, you can get this gun, that gun, that's about this cost. But went back to my desk and she complained to my boss. Apparently her dad or her uncle was shot at or killed with a firearm, and my bosses go, she's coming out a complaint. I said, well, what's that got to do with me? And he goes, no, good. I'll just basically sweep it under the carpet. But I'm like, she's in there with me, and I'm going, mate, like, how's your father been shot with a gun anything to do with what I do? Nothing at all. You're just it's ridiculous. Like, I can't even believe we're even sitting here. So anyway, it was 10 minutes and it was over, and we all laughed and moved on, and I never liked that chick ever again. not that I liked her in the first place. She was one of the, if I could say what I want to say about a few things, we can't because we've got to keep it clean. So, but yeah, she wasn't very nice from before that, put it that way.
Jeez. So Sterren says, I once had a casual conversation with my co-worker about our shared hobby of historical firearms. Another employee eavesdropped, reported me, and I got a verbal warning. Apparently I triggered her. Unbelievable. Well,
and this one, put it this way, she likes she's really a man hater, more into the I won't go there, I won't say that, but she doesn't like men, put it that way. She doesn't like men, put it that way.
So basically they should just be told, mind your own business and keep your nose out of other people's conversations. If you're not invited to the conversation, keep your nose out of their business. As far as I'm concerned, that's what any decent boss should say, and that's what the cops should say. That's what the cops should say as well. Keep your nose out of other business.
How can a sporting shooter have anything to do with or feel offended about someone's uncle getting shot and killed or whatever? Like, there's nothing to even do with me. It's ridiculous. Like, oh man, but what do you do? This is how it happens, dude. This is the problem. And Chris Miller said, "Lol, sounds like she has a lot of catch chase." Mate, it wouldn't surprise me if you knew this one. Multiple complaints about not me, it was only one for me, but other people, and of course they were men. So I don't know. What do you do?
Yeah, Jesus, that's unbelievable. Yeah, so it's just happening everywhere. None of this is breaking the law. You're allowed to have a conversation. If you're not threatening someone, then none of this is against the law, and the police should pull their heads in and realize these people aren't doing anything wrong. So just walk away.
Yeah, 100%, exactly. But, unfortunately they don't, man. That's the whole problem. I mean, they can't. They've got to this is the whole dobbing in age. Everyone's got to be a dobber. You got to go to the police, rats and snitches, you know what I mean? Like, someone looked at me the wrong way. Oh, I heard a conversation. Oh, I heard a guy talking about his sport shooting activities. Therefore, I'm, think it's a reminder of my dead uncle. Like, what? Yeah. What's wrong with you, man? Calm down.
Half these people are just attention seekers as well. Like the limelight on them.
Angry and, angry people, man, that, if you don't like a dude, like, just mind your own business and do your own thing. It's really not that hard, is it?
Yeah, exactly. And here's Chris. The new bullying is talking about guns.
Yeah,
That's true.
exactly. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
you've heard a couple of those too, guys. Oh, I feel bullied. You talked about a gun. Oh no, ridiculous.
yeah, yep, exactly. Okay, here's Retro. Another question before we get into the main story. Shooting Stuff Australia. I am still waiting for them to process my gun app. It's been still status 2 from 0804 of 2021. So it's 8 weeks. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
What
Yeah,
state is he in? What retro? What state are you in? And like we tell people, if you're not getting a reasonable response in a reasonable time frame, well, I think we did it last week. Write to your local member, your local politician in your local town. Yeah, you can do state or federal. It doesn't really matter. I normally stick with state, but because obviously you're in New South Wales, but it wouldn't matter if it was a federal either, I don't think. And then write to the police minister. Holy crap, we're writing to the police minister to ask him to issue our gun license after, him shooting was it category R? Is it restricted? Is it category R? What's it called again?
yeah, that's restricted. Yeah, category R.
Yeah,
Well, it's up here.
restricted. Yeah,
Yeah, prohibited and restricted firearms. Yeah, it is up here.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I was thinking R and P then, but yeah, I mean, everyone's offended these days. It's the offended race, and what they don't realize, I don't think, is the further they push this narrative, the further it just separates people. It's having the totally opposite effect of what they want it to do.
And here's Matt. I don't talk about hunting after work.
Well, if you got a bunch of guys that like hunting, yeah, why not?
I'm lucky. The construction site I'm on right now, and the crew I'm working with, they are all. I think they're all. Or most of them are actually all shooters and hunters. So yeah, we compare notes all the time. So it's always nice working with like-minded people. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's true, man. Anyway, we're going to get into our, what would you call it?
The main article.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I have a video here, guys. So it's only a short video, and listen very carefully about some of the wording here. So just listen very carefully. It's only, what is it? Just over a minute and 6 seconds. So it won't take long. Hang on. Just that.
This morning, we've resolved Strikeforce guilty, which has been a joint investigation between New South Wales Police Force and the Australian Federal Police, which has been running since May last year. This investigation was commenced to target the interstate trafficking of drugs and firearms and its links to serious and very high-level organised crime. Yesterday morning, 4 search warrants were executed across southwestern Sydney, at which time a number of stolen cars were located, drugs, cash, luxury items, and other indicia of money laundering and serious criminal offences. This investigation has been ongoing, as I said, for about 12 months. It's been highly successful. Amongst the weapons seized of great concern to us are a number of what we will allege are 3D printed 9mm semi-automatic weapons, which are basically machine guns. Also, further semi-automatic weapons and shortened firearms, as well as a number of sticks of explosives. These items, these weapons, are a serious risk to public safety, to public safety, to public safety, to public safety, to public safety.
Okay, so there we have it. All about public safety. The old line banging on about that crap again. That's just absolutely ridiculous. I don't think 3D printed guns in criminals' hands are a problem for public safety. I think it's probably a bit more of a problem for other criminals, because criminals normally fight criminals, don't they?
Yeah, exactly, man. It's just, but you actually have a look at it. If you actually look at that, I'm just looking at pictures of them now on the internet, and you got to admit, man, that's a person that takes pride in what they're making. I mean, you look and they look like absolutely brand new guns. Sorry, you're just playing it again.
I'm just bringing up the picture here.
I mean, you look at that. I mean, that looks, mate, if I didn't know what that was, I'd probably thought that was made by, sort of company. Like, you think that was a gun manufacturer, wouldn't you? Really, how well it's sort of made. But, the way they can sort of, use it, the magazines, the little pistol grip on the end. Holy crap, it looks well made, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely did, yeah. And they're saying there, live free or die. That's a saying that La Rouge, they used to make. I don't know if they're still around. They make Picatinny rails and that sort of thing. That's what they used to have printed on their guns. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's you can see some stock parts here, like that's obviously an AR-15 grip. Yeah, and the stock, I dare say that's not 3D printed, probably just that bit there. And a barrel. I wonder if the barrel's even threaded. Not threaded, sorry. Got rifling in it. Maybe it's just a smooth bore. But how do you like the wording they did, guys? It's a semi-automatic 9mm, but basically that's a machine gun. I don't even know what a machine gun is. And okay, we'll just watch it. I'll mute it for you guys, but just watch this. It's sort of like they're showing it off like they are a supermodel. Just look at the way how this guy goes.
Investigation between New South Wales Police
Force about to go on the catwalk. Look at this. Yes, it's like an infomercial,
last year,
isn't it?
This investigation was commenced.
I wonder how much they went for.
Trafficking of drugs and firearms, and its links to serious.
I wonder how much they went for.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning,
exactly.
4 search warrants were executed across South
and
West
today,
Sydney,
you print one and you get another one free.
Cars were located, drugs, cash, luxury items, and other
this guy wants to bloody be a supermodel, I think.
This investigation has been ongoing, as I said, for about 12 months.
That's that. And, so that's the, unbelievable. So finally, the 3D printed guns are here. And there's not much we can do about it at all, really, is there? What are you going to do? Ban printers?
We said before that too. We said initially, remember, that years ago when they were doing it on plastic, I thought, well, it's only a matter of time, obviously, before they, start making them out of metal and start flouting the law. And again, this comes back to, as we said before a lot, Aaron, about, the fact is when you ban lots of guns, semi-auto shotguns, pump shotguns and so forth, and ARs and so forth, obviously that creates a huge black market for people that want to be able to bring into firearms to sell to these criminals. So again, that's what we keep saying to people. Again, it's basically a byproduct of bad laws. If the laws weren't like this, potentially probably wouldn't be anywhere near as much as this, But again, when you can make big dollars on illegal firearms, of course, these people are going to bring them in, which is sad for the community. And as you noticed, well, I spoke about this many years ago on the podcast, and we'll sort of do a bit more of the politics stuff. But every year, there always seems to be an increase in the amount of illegal firearms they're collecting off the street. So it's clear that it is becoming a massive problem, and they can't control it because every year that number seems to be increasing. And they say, oh, well, we got 9,000, 10,000, it was 11,000. And then it was like, well, mate, that's obviously growing a lot more, obviously growing due to the fact that you're picking up many more numbers of illegal firearms.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So you just create a black market by banning something. And as we know, once you ban something, everybody wants it. So basically banning the semi-autos was one of the worst things that old Johnny Rotten could actually have done, because he's just created this entire environment now. So if they hadn't done it, we wouldn't be in this mess, and there wouldn't be all this clogging up, of course, and life would have just gone on as normal.
Well, what do you expect, mate? Bad laws. Same thing. It happened back years ago, didn't it? When people were bringing in, tobacco. I mean, they still are. So, with the extravagant prices of tobacco. So again, when you ban something, you create a really lucrative black market for criminals. And this has been the same with everything in history. You ban something, all of a sudden price shoots up. Well, okay, if we can't, like America, you buy marijuana in America now, it's a lot of these states where it's legalized, for an example, very, very cheap, made cheap, sold cheap. Australia, it's still illegal. People are still buying them. Same goes for all drugs and so forth. I mean, it's really like anything, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And, it's just, I wonder what sort of backlash they're going to do. Like, they obviously just don't have any way, or you can't ban these tools. They're not a criminal sort of a gadget to have. So they can't ban that. So it's already illegal to make your own guns here in Australia. So there's really, I guess their hands are tied. There's nothing they can actually do about it, can they?
Nah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let us know. Grab a few from the chat. Let us know what you guys think. I mean, you saw the picture of these things, obviously quite well made. Someone that took, a lot of pride in what they were making, even though obviously it was illegal. We're definitely not condoning that type of thing at all, obviously. This happened many years ago. There was also one in South Australia, I don't know, 5-7 years ago. A guy sold a couple of hundred of them to people all around the country, and he was a fitter and machinist and was making himself. And when they were showing you the photos of those as well, you think, man, these guys actually took pride in what they did. Obviously illegal, you shouldn't be doing that. But I mean, the quality of stuff that you can make print even now on these new ones, where he was a fitter and turner or that type of thing. Now it's in the reach of the average person with a 3D printer. So let us know what you guys think in the comment. It'd be great to hear.
Yeah, well, that actually happened on the Gold Coast as well. I think the guy was a jeweler, and he was making pretty realistic-looking Uzi submachine guns and selling them. I'm pretty sure he was a jeweler, like one of the last persons. You look at him, and he wouldn't even look like the sort of type of guy been doing that sort of stuff. So it's definitely happening out there. Now it's just cheaper, more accessible, and easier for these people to do it. I don't know anything about 3D printing. I don't have one, never used one. So I don't know how easy all this sort of stuff is, but obviously you can do it. So yeah, they definitely can't. They can't ban the equipment to make these at all.
No. Read a few comments. Let's see what people are thinking in the chat. So you need to get a license and register your 3D printer. I mean, if that isn't, I don't say that because that's probably already on their radar.
Yeah. Andy, CNC machines designed for firearms and also freely available. Exactly. So you can't get rid of the equipment. And you can't stop people doing what they're going to do. If they're going to be criminals and do this sort of thing, I don't know how you're going to stop them.
But that's the thing. You're not going to stop these guys. I mean, I think it was New South Wales. Correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of guys are pretty knowledgeable in the chat as well. They banned. I think it was New South Wales 3D printers. So 3D printing. What would you call them? Blueprints of firearms. So if you're caught with that, that's also an offence as well. Definitely don't get, even if you want to have a laugh and you don't know that, don't get caught with blueprints of, 3D printing and that sort of thing. I mean, that's illegal. I'm pretty sure illegal in New South Wales. That was a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago. If I do tell a lie, maybe someone can correct me if they're up on that, but I'm pretty sure that's roughly around the case. And I'm pretty sure it was New South Wales. So again, let us know.
That's good from him, Trundle. They are scared because if anyone can make firearms, gun control is finished. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, what are you going to ban if they can just make the guns? They don't have to bother importing them, do they?
No, exactly.
And really, how can they punish us, law-abiding citizens? How can they punish us for 3D printed guns? There's no. It's unbelievable. So who knows if they're trying to scheming up some way of hitting law-abiding citizens or firearm owners for this sort of behaviour.
Exactly, man. Yeah, I mean, things are only going to get worse. What do you do? It's not surprising, is it?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Someone's just asking. I'm just seeing what the state of origin. If there is a score, I'm just trying to find it. Sorry if I click on a link here, guys, and I've got to look, because every time you click on one of these links, if it's a video, it wants to start playing, it'll play actually into the live stream. But yeah, no, I think we just kicked off 8:13. So yeah, only a couple of minutes in. I think it's 0-0 at the moment. So we'll see what happens.
Here we go, guys. 0-0. Do you want notifications? No way in hell do I want notifications for rugby league. Alrighty.
You should, man. You should join the real men. Join the real men that like sport, unlike you, with your little fancy little whiskeys and whatever you drink these days.
Hey, I'm sorry. I saw them take the knee a couple of weeks ago. You don't take the knee. That's unpatriotic. So all football is dead to me. Sorry, guys, that upsets you. Yeah, you don't take the knee. That's just sickening in my eyes. That's wrong. So a couple of hours ago, actually, this popped up here. Now, I know we're talking about Australia, but this has actually happened in New Zealand, which is basically just the East Island of Australia. So it's happened in East Australia, I guess. Auckland police make first discovery of 3D printed guns at gang pad. So a gang member was, found with this, even 3D printed magazines. So, that, looks pretty compact and, unreal, actually. Cross between a Nerf gun and a gel blaster. But,
yeah, look at that though. Kind of doesn't look that good. Compare this one to what the other one was. I mean, totally different ballpark, eh? I mean, this is the amateur hour one. The other ones on the other video were like the top notch stuff.
Yeah, our criminal identities over here are more professional.
I wonder what that.
They take pride in their work.
What's that little orange dot towards the front, right? Just you go to the trigger and then go forward, sort of up and forward a bit, like right on the end. That's like pull it apart or something? Or
mag release. There's the mag. Well, assuming that will be the mag release because
maybe it is.
That there probably hooks the magazine in.
Look at the old charging handle. I mean, is that plastic? It definitely looks like plastic.
Yeah, that whole thing looks, apart from the barrel, 3D printed.
Yeah.
So, here it goes. Police found a 3D printed firearm during the visit at West Auckland at a gang sort of headquarters. Not really much saying about it. It was a news story when I just not long ago. The guy who they were looking for a guy who breached his bail conditions when they made the discovery. That's basically the entire story. So headhunters gang. I remember when I used to live over there, the headhunters were roaming around. That's
you should know that's your old stomping ground, mate. Old New Zealand. You're a former Kiwi, so now I knew why you're a bit weird because you are a Kiwi. It all totally makes sense. I mean,
okay, I'll give you that one. Yeah, so
you're a bit funny over there.
Yeah, so it's happening in other places as well. So I'd like to know, you know how in the US, our American friends here, you can actually make firearms legally. Anyone can make a firearm in certain states in the US as long as you don't sell it. Would 3D printed firearms come in underneath that? I guess it's a way of making them over there, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I want to read some of these ones in the chat. You got some good responses here, man. Let's go into the chat because there's a lot of good people in the chat having a good. I've just been reading them, flickering backwards and forwards between the stream on you and the stream on YouTube. So there's always a lot to look at. See, front end toward enemy goes even looks like a Nerf gun.
Yeah.
What it does, doesn't it? Really? Maybe that's why they tried to register Nerf guns in South Australia. It's probably wouldn't surprise us, would it?
Yeah, there you go, Mr. Wonderful. If they found that in a regular person's house, they would think it was a Nerf gun. Correct. Maybe that's why they printed in those loud colours.
Neil Constance now says Aaron isn't a real Queenslander if he doesn't follow Origin. Maybe move to New South Wales. No, mate, we definitely don't want him down here, mate. That's for sure. Definitely don't want him down here.
And here's one for you, Jason.
Read it to me. I'm on the other screen. I've got it now. Rugby ain't nothing but grab us. Just say.
Thank you, Aaron. That is so true. So there we go. Matt Cato. Matt Cato, did you see? Oh, sorry, Conservative sniper David Shoebridge and Adam Brand over the arse. Oh, okay, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. Wasn't meant to click on that one. Well, here we go. Why would you show 3D print? Why would you 3D print one when you can just build a real one? Well, how would you? You need expensive CNC machines to build one, wouldn't you? And they're hundreds of thousands of dollars. How much is a 3D printer? I'm assuming a really good one, I guess, would be only a few grand. I guess I don't know. Compared to,
they're obviously moving into metal 3D printing, and that's obviously going to be a problem moving forward. Because, as you know, they had a lot of issues with the plastic ones. You know, barrels break and things just not working, too much pressure, things just totally blowing up. And but if you get a couple of shops off and it does the job, well, that's obviously what these criminals want, which is sort of the disconcerting part. But again, once they go to metal, which is what basically they are now, well, this is what we're going to get.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and I just don't see how they're going to actually stop it. Yeah.
No, not at all. Any other comments? Let's read some comments from people on the chat.
Okay. Move down to the bottom. A decent printer is around $300, or maybe in India tech support, but I'm pretty sure they'll be more expensive here.
Are you assuming tech support's in India? Have you just assumed his location? Very bad, man. You've gone woke. You've gone woke.
I've assumed his identity.
Sorry, tech support. As you know, Aaron is from New Zealand, so what do you do? What do you do? You can't help those Kiwis, mate. They often don't have any manners, as you know. So, but there are some good Kiwis. Aaron just wasn't one of them.
Oh, jeez! So you got your nails out tonight, haven't you? Okay. Well, I can't see any of these comments that you're talking about. People just talking amongst themselves.
You've probably gone to the bottom. Anyway, let us know what you think, guys. What do you think? Put in the comments. I know you guys are just talking and making general comments. Here we go. MB, look at the gun makers in Philippines. Doc from the Vice on YouTube. Yeah, I will. Yeah, but maybe it's something we can talk about. Maybe we'll watch that, Aaron, the gun makers in the Philippines documentary from Vice. Vice, even though it was formerly run by, what was his name? The guy they kicked off YouTube. Oh, I know you guys know his name. He was the former owner of Vice. He's like apparently the big right winger now. Is it Grant Gary? What's his name? Can someone?
Yeah,
you know him. He's got the glasses and the beard.
And he went to Rebel? Didn't he go to Rebel?
I think he might have been.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Gavin McInnes. Yeah. That's it. I said I had Gavin, and then literally it popped up to see Gavin McInnes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
here we go. Footy update. Blues.
Go the Blues.
Yeah, whoever these Blues are, they have 2 goals.
No, it's 2 points, you idiot.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Anyway, a bit of an update, guys, for State of Origin. The Blues, the mighty Blues, up 2-0.
Yep. Here we go. Colin, next generation of Glocks will be 3D printed. Yeah, well, they're mainly plastic, aren't they?
I wonder, is that direct? Let us know. Is that direct from the company they're going to be doing that? Because, it probably makes sense. Probably the easiest option, wouldn't it, really? It's just print the parts and smack it together with whatever they need to, and Bob's your uncle, basically.
Yeah, bit of super glue in your way laughing and hot glue.
Well, I don't know. Speaking of that, maybe we should let people know. Is anyone that shoots pistols? I don't know if you've shot them. Are they good? Do you like the Glocks? A lot of people can customize them. A lot of available parts. Any of you pistol shooters in the comments, let us know whether you like the Glocks or not. Yeah, yay or nay, basically. Let us know pros and cons in the comments. We'll put some out.
I've shot a variety of Glocks. They're not too bad. They do the job. They're reliable. They're a bit plain looking for my liking. And they're very light. I find they're a little bit too light for me.
Yeah, this is a bit risque. Ropes by Psycho says, be nice, Jace. They say Kiwis should be hung because all the Kiwis I've met definitely were. So you sneaky bastard. Aaron, unfortunately, is not part of that crew, mate. So I'm just letting you know. He's like this dude. Not that I've seen it, but that'd be my guess. That'd be my guess, guys. And that's probably over-exaggerating it.
Oh, dude, don't make me bring the siren out on you again.
No, not the siren.
Peter Telford. You can get a small metal lathe from China, $2,000 on YouTube. Yeah, that's true. You can buy some of these because I've got a lot of tools and gear at home. You can buy a lot of this stuff really cheap, but you need the skills to make that with a 3D printer. You just basically hit go, really, and it does it for you, doesn't it? So it's not really any manufacturing skilks.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Yeah. But it's just a thing that's coming. It's going to be readily. That's probably the difference between lathes and obviously 3D printing on metal and stuff like that is the fact that people just putting the things into the computer and it spits out the finished product. You don't really need to have the skills or the know-how or the fitting and machining and turning skills to be able to do that. Because you got to be pretty smart. Most of these guys on trades, tool making, that sort of thing. One of our guys, I'm pretty sure up here at Western Sydney, Jeff Borg, fantastic gunsmith. He was a tool maker and does fantastic work on guns and a fantastic gunsmith. So, it just goes to show, different types of trades, different. These guys, really love their hobby, which has turned into their business and. are really good at their trade, definitely.
And Andy says, same as CNC machines, load the file and out it comes. But yes, the thing is with CNC, you're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars for a decent CNC machine, where a 3D printer, well, in India, apparently you can get them for $300.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a few $100 to get you started compared to a really fancy CNC machine.
Conservative Sniper said, I took my potato gun to school fair in the 70s. Yeah, it's probably no one cared back then. We used to do that too. We used to take a potato and, the big one when I was going out was, guys, this is terrible, was the old spitballs. Remember the old spitballs through the pen? Yeah. And we'd go onto the board and at the teacher and onto the roof, at the back of someone's head. It was awesome. That were the good old days.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we used to make this, so we used to go, it was like a stone in the. It was like a stone in the. What do they call it in the pond? It was like, and the people go, "What's that noise? Who's doing that?"
Oh Jesus, we're going off topic here. Okay,
yeah, let's get back to the thing. Aaron's getting us off topic. Very bad.
You can get online gunsmithing courses, but I wouldn't be getting caught because I've seen write-ups. If you do these online gunsmithing courses, the authorities take a very not a good view on you. They don't want you doing any of that. It's like you can go do courses like long-range courses overseas, and apparently they get up you if you do that. That's you're on a watch list if you do that.
Yeah, Peter said he's got to go out to the shops. We'll keep listening on the phone in the car until next one. See you next week. Thank you for joining us, Peter. Chris, I just had it then. I've lost it. God. Here we go. Chris Legendary. Hey, what's happening with straight pools in New South Wales? We haven't had an update. Maybe, I know the NSC might be onto that. So if they're still in the stream, they can, if they've heard anything, maybe put an update in the comments, or if we haven't heard anything. I haven't recently, but, hey, there's always a gun ban. Seems like every second week that we're doing this. So.
Yep. ADC, the PWC bloke in Australia, truth is, law-abiding firearm owners won't be making anything illegal, yet we cop it in the butt every time. Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
I just don't know how they're going to punish us for these 3D printed guns at all.
Yeah, speaking about that, I wonder if any of you guys, anyone, young guys in the comments, or even older guys thinking, maybe they want to start gunsmithing, that sort of thing. Do you think it's a worthwhile trade? Is there money in it? Is it something you'd be interested in doing? And if so, have you ever heard about that? What courses are available? Is it normally you just start working with a gunsmith as apprentice? They teach you. How does it sort of work? Is there an official course? I've got no idea on gunsmithing. Certainly, I think a bit of a fading art. I don't think as many people as there definitely used to be, but there's some really good gunsmiths out there.
Well, they most of them are fitter and turners and lathe operators and things like that. And from what I understand, they just go work for, you've got to be a part of it, go work for a gunsmithing shop and learn it through them. And then you can apply to be an armorer or a gun builder or something like that. That's my understanding, something along those lines.
Yeah. It's really not that hard. What is it? An action, a bolt, or depending on what type of gun you're making, and a barrel. It's really, when you take the stock off it, it really isn't that intrinsic, is it really to make? I wouldn't say. If you've got no skills in tooling, obviously it would be, but
yeah, exactly. And here we go, guys. The Blues have 6 runs.
Oh, nice, love it. Go the Blues, those dirty Maroons. Get rid of them. But here we go, one from Acme Firearms. So welcome. There's no gunsmithing qualifications available in Australia. So I presume that it'd be, I don't even know if it'd be a apprenticeship, would it really? Then you'd probably just be working there and just learning from the head gunsmith or whoever's working there, I would assume.
Yeah, and be tool makers. You're a tool maker, or as JR said, a fitter and turner. That's what I've heard. Most people start at that, then just go work for a company. And learning the ropes pretty much, then go out on their own. And
here we go. Jacker One says he really wants to become a gunsmith, but there's not really any money in it. Pennsylvania gunsmithing accepts international students. I know, is that Pennsylvania, USA? I presume it would be. If it's not, let me know. But all right, yeah, I know everyone's making fun of Aaron's 6 runs. Yeah, the guy's a complete dope. Don't worry, he's not very sporty, man. I don't think he's ever seen a sports field in his whole life. he's a little bit too proper for sport, you know?
Oh, no, it's just boring. A bunch of overgrown men kicking a bag of wind around a field. And
Here we go. New South Wales 8 now. Loving it. Is it 8? Is that correct, guys? Let me just... No, it's not coming up on mine. Why is it not coming up on my screen? It still says 2-0. I must be on the wrong one.
There you go. 8 goals for the Blues.
How many times are you going to stuff this up? Obviously, you're doing it on purpose just to annoy people, but that's okay. Aaron Johnson said blue equals Democrats. They're cheating for sure. Not when it comes to the New South Wales Blues, Aaron. I am sorry. And MB says hard as shit to get into it. Yeah, I can imagine. You know, it's probably hard someone to take you on, someone to take you under the wing. And when you sort of do that, it's not really something, is it, that you're going to do for a short time. Really, you'd be, be taken under the wing. It's really a lifelong affair, I would assume, in gunsmithing. But yeah, and starting a business, but it'd be great to work for yourself. I think a lot of people would love to work for himself.
Yep, exactly. Vegas, AB, and some locales, we can manufacture our own firearms. However, we do have to register and give blood money to the ATF. Now, our creeper-in-chief wants to a complete ban. Yeah, we've heard that.
Biden.
Yes, I don't think it's going to really happen, though, over there. I don't think he's got the support to do any of that. And look at what happened in California. Overturned the assault weapons ban. One of the judges. So, overturned a 20-year-old ban. Why can't this sort of thing happen to us over here?
Because they've got absolute sense. People at least want more guns. They want us to have less guns. And a great one here from Rose. I don't know what this is associated with, but she's Aaron gets more excited when he sees a mob of sheep.
Oh,
I think he would.
Steady on, Rose. Jeez. Well, the tables are turned this week. Everyone's getting up me instead of you.
I had a few issues about my lovely blue shirt, but I just ignored them, and thankfully they went away. But, yeah, I've got to read your way out, Rose, because, exactly, he'd rather see sheep running around a farm than watch football. So
here we go, Fitzy. Yep, stuff the football. Could not agree more. Yeah.
But then again, as much as I'm just watching it. Tom Travojevic, if you're a Manly fan, he's a wonderful player. That guy, I got to give him that. Even though I literally hate the Manly Sea Eagles in the NRL. But anyway, let's get on. Let's see what else we got here in the chat.
Okay, here's Nick. I'd love to become a gunsmith. I looked into it, but didn't find much. I'm sure I need a foot in the door, and I'll make a lifelong career in it as I'm pretty handy. Yeah, well, that's true. You really do. Yeah, pretty much got to be thrown a bone by someone. That's for sure. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of people that want to get into it.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, it was something now that you think about it. But then again, what do you guys think? I mean, would you love to get into it, or do you think it would take the joy away from, shooting, being involved with guns all the time, because a lot of people say that, if you're involved with your hobby as a job, it can sort of dwindle. And there's a lot of guys that are in, sort of work for shops and go, mate, never can time to go hunting. They might work for a gun shop, for an example, or they got work on, or they're sort of sole trader businessmen, and they've only relied on themselves. They can't really afford to go away. Otherwise the guns start loading up and the guns don't go out the door for their gunsmithing. Yeah.
When you work for yourself, you sort of, you've got to take your business first. You don't have the luxuries of holidays or bosses that pay you to go on holiday. You're all pretty much on your own. Thank you very much, M. Trundle, for the $10. I nearly forgot to donate to the Ammo Fund. Thank you so much. And same with JR, towards your sporting education, Aaron. Well, the only sport I need to know is shooting, which is the greatest sport there is. And that's why all you guys are here, because you love guns. That's the only sport with participating in the safest sport and the sport of kings.
And Aussie Rums Pig said the Blues are in again, 12-0. Go the Blues! Whitewash of the old Queenslanders. I got to give the Queenslanders that though, man. You did have, even I'm a New South Welshman through and through, you did have a good team there for quite a long time. A lot of the players I fucking couldn't stand: Billy Slater, Cameron Smith. Who else was there? What's that other joker? Even though it's probably sacrilegious to say that, Darren Lockyer. Couldn't stand him. Couldn't stand the old Darren Lockyer. So, Cooper Cronk, Jonathan Thurston. No good. Anyway, lose 12-0.
Here's Hadsey. Thalys is recruiting machinists at the moment. There you go, guys. If you are a fitter and turner or a machinist or a tool maker, have a look at their website. See if they are, you can go for a job down there.
Thales, the powder manufacturer?
Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
Thales.
I'm going to sit, you know what I'm going to do, dude? Just for you, I'm going to send up an extra prescription to Specsavers for you.
Jeez, thanks.
Jeez,
you're on a roll tonight.
The abuse is coming in thick and strong. And JR said, I won't say what he said, who effing won last year? Hey, I can't deny it, man. I've said, you had a good, you were unbeatable there for many years, no doubt about it. We just couldn't, Greg Inglis, all the forwards and that. You had the right people in the right spot. 1, 7, 9, in the positions. Thurston, but we couldn't win. What can you do? But we're coming back this year. That's the main thing.
Join the Defence Force, Neil says, and become an armourer. Yep, that'll be a good way of doing it as well. Serve your country and get to get a trade free of charge and get to shoot lots of fun guns.
Aaron goes, should he hit the horn? Make Jason shut up about the bloody football.
Oh yeah, we will do in a second.
Which I got the horn out last week. That was the ultimate revenge. I reckon. But anyway,
I actually downloaded a new one here. Yes. Okay. Here we go. They are at Lithgow. Are they actually tied in with Lithgow at all?
Actually came from, if I'm correct, Lithgow is the town on the other side of the Blue Mountains here in New South Wales. So I presume that's how they got their name, Lithgow, because that's where they used to make the old military rifles, didn't they? I'm not even sure. Do they still make the military rifles, guys? I don't know. Who makes them these days? I know they used to have the F88 Ozsteyr, F years ago when I was in the army. I was F88 Ozsteyr. I'm not sure what they use now. The F89 Light Minimi was another one.
Yeah. Yep. Here we go. Acme Firearms. Insurance costs is killing Gunsmith Australia. Want $15,000 just for public liability. Bloody hell.
What is that? Is that? Let us know, Acme. Is that like on site, or is that if anything happens from a person's firearm based on that gunsmithing machining that you did? What is it? Or is it just on site, like as in, damage to yourself if something was to happen on site? Heaven forbid, obviously, things wouldn't be loaded or you wouldn't have any rounds. But yeah, I'd love to find out about that, what the actual public liability is for. If you could just give us a bit more info, I'd love to find out about that. Yeah.
There's one for you, Jason.
Oh, sorry. Hey, I'm trying not to talk about it because Aaron's upset about it. So Aaron from the chat, not you, Aaron from the chat. Foosball is the devil. Anyway, but Phantom HD says Lithgow still makes all our rifles for the military. Well, okay, that's good to hear. I haven't kept up on it since I left the service thing. So yeah, the F90. Okay, but yeah, well, Jacka says the F90. Yeah, F89 Light Minimi was when I was in, and the F88 Ozsteyr. They were the two main ones. And unfortunately, I got stuck with the F89 Minimi, so it was heavy as shit on the last day doing the, what do they call it? The bayonet assault course and the ammunition carry. I was the big fella. All the little blokes and the chicks got away with carrying nothing. And by the end of it, a good story for you. I actually I got back from all of it 4 days out in the field. End up collapsing in the barracks, man. Thought I died, got stuck with very, very severe bout of dehydration and was spent 4 days in the Kapuka Hospital. There you go. There's a good one for you because I kept pushing you that hard and I was doing everything. So interesting story there for you.
Yeah. That explains a lot. Lack of oxygen to the brain.
Could have been. Hey, the people have died from that, seriously. Like they said, I was significantly dehydrated because every time we had to do something, you normally have a drink from your canteen and then move on. But go. You do the, bayonet assault course, the obstacle course. You're out in the field for 4 days, no sleeping, all that stuff. So,
yeah. Yep. Well, we got 15 minutes to go. Let's see. How many of you guys do have the Australian-made Lithgow firearms? How many of you guys shoot them, and who have them, and what do you have them chambered in, and what model? There's
Exactly.
something I wouldn't mind knowing. I've got a 22 Lithgow and absolutely love it. It's a great little shooter. It spits everything very accurately out of it. I've also got a review on it if you guys want to see it.
You've done the Lithgows before. Have you done Lithgows? How many have you done? Have you done one? Pretty sure you have.
Quite a few reviews and shoots on it. The Woomerer, we did the long range 1,000-meter one on that. I just can't remember. I think in 223, 243 as well.
Yeah, I know. I might look at one day. They do a synthetic, don't they? They're pretty sure they do a synthetic.
Yeah, they do a synthetic. Yeah, it's quite a sturdy synthetic stock as well. Not like the other ones that are a bit thin and flimsy, but these are very sturdy.
Yeah, Peter said the M60, 10.5 kilos, carried the pig. Tell you what, man, this thing was heavy, and then they load up the ammunition boxes with rocks, and yeah, it really wasn't a good time at the time, that's for sure. You're the bigger guy, you always get singled out, like to do the heavy shit. It's like, what about these people? Aren't they supposed to pass out too, doing all the stuff I'm doing?
Here we go. Rose, she's got a LA 102 and 308. Bush Ranger, I have a LA 101 and 22, same as me, and a Lithgow 102 and 308 as well. Adsy, next is a 223 with an MDT chassis. Very nice.
Yeah, what did you say? Andy Pandy said, being a serving member of the ADF, so he goes, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, yeah, most people that have been down there knows it's just not really a good time during basic training, And luckily, I was down there. It was sort of autumn, so it was pretty nice weather, actually. It was pretty good weather. It was 2021 years ago. Holy shit, where does the time go?
Yep. JR, thank you for the $5. If I'm going to pay that much for a Lithgow, I'd rather get a custom build.
Well, interesting story that you like that too. Would you buy a custom build? I mean, Aaron's had a custom build, and it's bloody shitting the bullets out and exploding them midair in the 6.5 PRC. So is it really, maybe that's one we'll do down the track, Aaron. We'll do one on, have we done that yet? I don't think we have. Custom build versus standard rifle with good hand loads on both of them. Which one would be better? Is there really a huge difference with a good barrel?
Yeah, well, so far, I've got a $5,000 shotgun / rifle. That's it.
You might as well call that thing a shotgun, 6.5 shotgun.
Exactly. Oh, that's another thing I didn't tell you. I did get approached by someone I've dealt with before. I'm not going to say who. And they got an awesome new shotgun coming out, and they are going to send the very first one over for me to review and show you guys. So that'll be coming up soon, hopefully. The new guns, they're just about to come into Australia now. So stay tuned for that very soon.
Yeah, Vegas AB says, does Lithgow export to the US? I thought they did. I'm sure I've seen Woomerers and that overseas under a different name over there. I'm sure I've seen them.
No, same name. I think they have Lithgow Arms USA over there. Because they were going to send over their semi-autos, but then they stopped doing it. They didn't do it in the end.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. Someone said, is there a job for manufacturing? Here we go. Thales. So, job manufacturing operator. Just trying to see, guys. Lithgow jobs at the Thales Group. Here we go. Is it manufacturing operator? 6th of the 4th, 21. Managed defense weaponry. Here we go. I might bring this up. I don't know if it's gone yet, but anyway, I'm going to bring this up, Aaron. Just hold on 1 second. Here we go. Share screen. Chrome tab. Sorry, guys. Just trying to bring it up. Let me know when you brought it up, Aaron.
There we go.
Yeah, so he's a manufacturing operator. We're inviting you, blah, 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 search and, blah, blah, blah. Thales is committed to promoting, yada, yada, yada. Small arms facility, manages defense weaponry refurbishment programs, as well as supporting weapon design and development projects for the Defense Force. Good to know. You'll get an email acknowledgement, blah, blah, blah. So I guess you'll be all types of manufacturing, I would presume, leading research and development capabilities. I mean, I reckon that'd be pretty probably darn good job for some, existing person or up-and-coming whippersnapper that wants to get into that type of thing. I reckon it'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
About the role. Let me have a look here. Manufacturing, you'll be required to safely and efficiently perform direct production tasks to meet the production plan in the areas you are assigned. You'll be involved in CNC or manual metal cutting machines, performing assembly process or working with process involving electroplating and metal coating. You'll monitor and process, perform, maintaining personal safety, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, I mean, probably not the direct, I'm not sure if that's obviously the firearms, but I mean, obviously it'd be probably some sort of components, I would assume as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
No experience necessary, which is the fantastic part.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go.
And here's a good one here. Does Lithgow, it's from Vegas, does Lithgow export to the US? Yes, they do. I would support a true Australian manufacturer. Maybe revenues would encourage them to support domestic Australian rights. Well, that's something that no real gun company or anything here does speak out about our rights and fight for our rights, really. I guess you can sort of see it in some ways from where they come from. Now, if they speak too loudly, are they going to get their guns banned, or they're going to make things difficult for them, or anything along those lines? So sort of like, government sort of got it's like they live in fear from the government if they speak their mind.
Where is it? Acme Firearms said manufacturing operator is code for factory process worker. But that might probably true, but do you normally build up? I mean, I presume, if you're there for a while, you start stepping, like a lot of roles out there, you start somewhere, then you start stepping up into higher roles as the years roll on and eventually get up to the good stuff. Is that normally how it is? Or is it once a manufacturing operator, always a manufacturing operator? Acme Firearms would probably know. So let us know in the comments. Love to find that out. If you'd sort of start one area and then move up into something else, and before you're right at the top doing the good stuff.
That's true. 308 Prowler. Hey, Aaron, have you tried copper projectiles in your PRC? Not yet, but I got some Sierra Match Kings 142s. I'm going to work out, just try another different load with them this time, a different powder. And then if that doesn't work out, it rips those jackets clean off, I am then going to move to solid projectiles. So I haven't tried them yet, but I will. But they're very expensive, the copper projectiles here.
Yeah, no, I've never tried them. Are they any good? Let us know in the comments if you guys are trying. I'd love to see if you guys are using, these copper ones. You let us know. I'd love to see what you guys do. I'm always into, learning something new. So,
yeah, yep. Iraq veteran, he did do a video on the F88, the Lithgow semi-auto one over there that they were going to actually send over there, but in the end they pulled the pin, so they don't sell the semi-autos over there. So I don't really know too much about their actually selling what they go for. I think Hootie told me you can get them in some places, but it's probably the only rifle that's costs a lot more over there than it does over here. He did say they were quite pricey.
Yeah, right. Aussie Rum Pig says the old Queenslanders are in the filthy buggers. So looks like it's going to be 4 or 6 points to Queensland. So it could be 20-6 by the next few minutes, but we'll see.
Yeah, here we go. We'll bring it up just for Jason.
You need to get into sports, man, and stop being such a man sissy.
Okay. I can't even bring it up. It won't let me bring it up anymore.
What a fail. What a fail. 6 runs. People are making fun of Aaron, but not surprising. Aaron Johnson, get a lathe, Aaron, and make your own projectiles. I mean, I wonder, is it difficult? I wonder. I mean, is it difficult? I wonder to make.
It'll take a long time to make one little projectile.
I wonder how I mean, I'd love to see that one day, the production process of bullet making. Maybe that's someone I might get on the show and the podcast down the track too, is just see how, things are made, production, the pre-process that goes into it as well, coming up with a design, because everyone's always wanting more, cheaper bullets, but also more ballistic coefficiency, good penetration, good knockdown power.
Yeah. Yes, you'd have to be CNC. I actually built officers for Dick Johnson Racing years ago. And I got to see their CNC machines up close making V8 supercar parts and that. It was pretty damn interesting as well. Talking to the guys operating the machines, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, mate, it's sort of interesting. A lot of people are always interested in that the making process, manufacturing process, bullets, firearms. I think a lot of people we don't realize what sort of goes into it. The process.
Yeah, exactly. Here's an interesting question. Conservative Sniper, is it true that if you have any power tools laying around in the same room as your gun safe, you could find yourself in trouble with the law? Well, I'm no lawyer, so always check, but highly unlikely. It's your house. If you want to leave power tools out, you can leave power tools out. You're not inviting these people over to come and break into your property or anything. Like a lot of people put their safes in their garage, and where do you store your tools? In your garage. So I think that'd be a far reach for them to do something like that. And plus, if it's to be law, it's got to be legislation. I'm pretty sure they haven't signed up a law saying you can't have power tools near your safe.
Yeah, I mean, always hide them. You don't want to just go, hey, here's an angle grinder right next to the gun safe. That'd be stupid. Put them away. Hide them somewhere, of course, because, it's all opportunistic. Most people want to try and get in and out as quick as they can. Thomas Wackaroo, I should say, if I got that right. A bench rest shooter in Brisbane swaged his own projectiles, 3-gun champion for years. Okay, wow, yeah, all right. Well, yeah, there's a lot of technical people out there with some really, really good skills. There's definitely.
I did watch a thing on swaging, and it's quite interesting. A lot goes into it. You've got to have a lot of time, but yeah, it's very interesting, the process, how they do it.
Bagara also said there's a Hornady factory tour on YouTube. Also 22 Plinkster video at CCI factory. Yeah, I think I've seen one of those. Might have been the Plinkster one.
Yeah, I've seen the CCI factory one. It was pretty good. Okay, what else do we have here? We'll answer a couple more. Okay.
Well, I consider we've had pretty good bloody numbers tonight, considering State of Origin is on. But like I said, the next one's on the Sunday, guys, so that won't bother us. It'll probably just be just that one. I think it's on the 14th of July. That'll be the only issue we do have. We might just put it back to a Thursday, or Aaron might get someone on. We're yet to talk about it, so we'll just see how it goes. But, yeah, it always is a slot for Wednesday. There might be a few changes here and there when something comes up for me or Aaron, or I'm sure something will probably come up for you at some stage where you got to do it and might not be able to do the stream or whatever. Or
yeah, well, it's been almost a year now that we've been doing this, and and we haven't missed a week at all. I've done almost 52 episodes straight for this. So
I can't believe it's been a year, eh? I mean, what a long time.
We tried to take some a couple of weeks off at Christmas time, but we were bored and we just said, let's just do it anyway.
Here we go. Someone said, Hunters Shooters of a Society of Australia. James from JRB Precision in Black. Sorry, there's so many questions coming up. Keeps disappearing. Black Soil Ipswich makes bullets. I'm sure we'd be happy to do a show. Yeah, maybe write that name down, Aaron. So I wonder if there's a good market for bullets in Australia. I mean, if you have more Australian manufacturers on a high scale level, can we do it competitively at a competitive price here in Australia, or we need to put it overseas? Interesting.
Well, who was it? Sorry, Jason, I didn't hear what you said. Who it was?
James from JRB Precision in Black Soil, Ipswich. Queensland makes bullets. I'm sure we'd be happy to do a show. Get him in contact with the Hunters and Shooters of Society of Australia.
Yeah, send me an email or through Instagram. Ipswich is not too far away from me, out the back of where I live. So, yeah, definitely give us a yell and we'll talk business. It'll be good.
See, it says manufacturers never get called to court for gun bans or reclassifications. It's always legally between the permit holders and the police. Yeah, I mean, because again, individually people can't defend themselves, I would assume, and obviously the manufacturers have all the details about the firearm, which probably wouldn't mean it needs to be reclassified. It suits the current Australian conditions.
Yep. And
That's
it's
the
the one.
problem too, isn't it? A little bit. That's the problem, isn't it? Really, you can't have one rule saying, "Oh, you're getting around the laws. You won't allow semi-autos and pump shotguns," but then say, "Well, we're trying to flout the laws." You either have these laws or you don't. You know what I mean? You can't be saying now, "Oh, this gets around the law." This is the law. This completes and is a category A or B firearm. End of story. End of story. You made the laws. Now you got to live with them just as much as we've got to live with them until at such time we can change them.
Yeah, there's no loopholes or working your way around. There's none of that. They're either a semi-auto or a pump. That's simple. There's nothing in between. They're either one or the other. Yeah. They don't like it when people get creative and design new things, and we've got to update the laws because we don't like what's happening now, so we're going to have to update them. Just all bullshit, if you ask me. But yep, we might leave it there for tonight. And let people go and watch a bit of the footy. So, anything you want to say, Jason?
Yep. Second half still to go, guys. 15 minutes for second half. Yeah, it'll be second half in about 15 minutes. So, there's a couple of minutes left, I think, of the thing. So I'll be able to watch the second half as well. And yeah, we'll see you all next week. And anything to add? I mean, nothing to add this week. Got a few podcasts coming out. Might make a hunting video. Weather's not looking crash hot for the hunt coming up tomorrow. So anywhere from 1 to 5 meals to 10 to 20. So it's not looking good, but I'd rather be hunting than probably sitting at home, but we'll see. It's going to be cold too, so not looking forward to that.
And I'm pouring concrete this week, so at my house. So that'll be my fun weekend. It's
and smash the like button. Yes,
yes.
Long Range Lead Slingers. Hit that button. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to Aaron's channel, even though he's a bozo. Give him a bit of courtesy for these live streams and. Give us a thumbs up because that does help the algorithm. I've noticed a few videos, if you a lot of thumbs up, it really starts to get pushed and goes out to a lot more people. So
yeah, definitely. We've got to try and break that algorithm. We talked about that this week. We've got to just try and break it and try and get into it. It just doesn't seem to happen. A few of the videos start to really go off and then they die. And I just don't know. Just have no idea on it all. But definitely, guys, go grab yourself a beer and go watch the rest of the cricket match. And have a fantastic week, and a big thank you to the National Shooting Council and OSA Importers for bringing you this episode. Once again, it's an absolute pleasure talking to the Shooting Stuff Australia family here. And it's good to see you. Hit that subscribe button as well. Thumbs up, and have a good and safe week. Good night, guys.